Greetings, I'm Ralph Press. During the latter half of the last century, a team of neurosurgeons operating out of Mount Sinai Hospital in New York City under the guidance of Sidney A. Holland, MD, were intentionally causing the death of about 20 to 35% of their barianeurysm patients using an operation and follow-up therapy. I know for a fact this was going on as Dr. Holland did it to my wife Phyllis, and I have all the medical records to prove it. Dr. Holland would engage in the following activities. He would misrepresent the ailment to the patient and claim they could be cured via surgery. After receiving the patient's consent, Dr. Holland would perform an operation that slowly makes the condition worse over a period of many years. If the patient exhibits symptoms from the operation, Dr. Holland denies they had anything to do with the surgery. He also knew that symptoms would be short-lived and many patients don't exhibit any. He would consult with the patient's other doctors and tell them the patient was cured. He and the resident neurosurgeon who was in on the operation would falsify whatever medical records they needed to in order to cover up what they did to the patient. Finally, when the patient eventually lapsed into a coma from a cerebral hemorrhage many years later, Dr. Holland would be called, and that gave him the opportunity to cover up what he did to the patient by sending them back to Mount Sinai Hospital. You should keep in mind that medical records were not readily available back then the way they are today. Medical records were generally considered the property of the doctor, and in many cases only attorneys could obtain them. While the lawsuit was filed, it ultimately went nowhere. The attorney that handled the case, Preston J. Douglas, who was working for the law firm of Fuchsberg and Fuchsberg at the time, essentially did no meaningful work on it. It turns out that he didn't even bother to read the medical records, which was the first thing he was supposed to do before doing anything else. I have set up 2 websites to discuss this case in detail, drsidneyholland.com and prestonjdouglas.com. The websites contain the medical records, legal arguments that were made, and a detailed analysis of the case from both a medical and legal point of view. The links to the websites are listed below. Thank you for watching.